Hey, I'm Will Wheaton, and I have just received a dump truck full of gold bullion to tell you to watch the Scene Snobs.
Now that I'm on Noom, there are so many leftovers. Try Noom today. Check out our affiliate link.
You got our ad. There you go. Try Noom today. It's wonderful. I'm telling you guys. Thanks for joining in. This is Geek Fest Live. We're doing a very special episode tonight. If you guys weren't aware, I have been doing a Halloween horror movie countdown. And I started at 95 days, and I watch a horror movie every day. And the biggest twist to it all is that I've been trying to connect the next movie each night to the one from the night before in some way, shape, or form. Some are thin, some are pretty closely connected, and you'll see that reflected on my list tonight. This is part 2. We've already done sort of a revisit in the past, with part 1, 95 through 75, and we're going to go an extra 25 today. We're going to do 25 today, an extra 5 on this list. We're going to do 74 through 50. I'm super excited to do it. Casey was supposed to join me, but I think I might have screwed it up and not given him the right time. That would be my bad situation, but we'll get started. We'll see if he sees I'm live and join in. All right, guys. So, this is going to be kind of very breezy, very, very easy. Join in the comments, talk about them. Let me know what you think of the movies. I'm just going to kind of go down the list. And if you remember last time, 75, we finished off with Fire in the Sky. That was a good one. I hadn't seen it since the 90s. I did enjoy it. And now I needed to connect it to the next movie. And the next movie was a very new movie. It came out at that time, that night when I was doing number 74. And that was Orphan First Kill, the prequel to the 2009 film, Orphan. And how I connected is they were both made by the same company, same studio made both movies, so it was pretty interesting to say the least. And I wanted to do that so that way I could check out check out Orphan First Kill, which was a brand new movie, and I had to review it. So, guys, if you guys are watching, because the wonderful and amazing Matt Burns, whom I love very much, he's producer extraordinaire, said he was going to be on the show tonight. This isn't the show he was on. He's going to be on an episode of Real Combat, season 2, our show, ultimate movie debate show for movie fans. He is going to be he's going to be on that later in October, so make sure to look out for it. Matt's always a lot of fun to have on the show. He's a great guy. So, guys, I just want to say before we get started, so we started with Orphan First Kill. Let's say what's up to Brian. How you doing, Brian? Thanks for joining in, man. Chris, as always, great to see you, buddy. There he is. Mike, how you doing, pal? Yeah, we're excited here. So we got a lot of horror movies to kind of talk about and things like that. So how does the next movie connect to Orphan First Kill? Now, Orphan First Kill, I did a full review. All these, I do a daily video of the movie I'm going to watch that day. It's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. They show up everywhere. You can go find them and see, whatever movies you want to kind of go over. So I'm not going to go too in depth about how I felt about the movie. But I will kind of show you the connections and why I'm doing what I'm doing and such. So Orphan First Kill, of course, checked it out. Did a full review. It's up on our YouTube channel. You can check that out. And I connected number 73 to it by the theme. By its, not a mistaken identity, but sort of is. It's somebody kind of messing with somebody else, pretending to be a child. And that's Don't Look Now from 73, starring Donald Sutherland, Julie Christie. If you haven't seen it, it's a pretty intense movie, especially for 1973. It's an oddly odd movie that just kind of tears you apart throughout. It's pretty depressing after time. So hit you pretty hard. But if you have seen it, let me know what you think in the comments. Love to hear it. All right. So next up, I connected that. Don't Look Now. And I went in, and Glorious was my next one. And my connection to that, again, some of these are thin, some of these are really like pretty good connections, you know, some stick out, but is that I watched it both on Shudder. So Don't Look Now, I checked out on Shudder, and then Glorious had a new movie. Was a new movie that came out on Shudder. Rebecca McHenry directed it. It's brand new this year. Definitely watch it if you haven't. It is out there, but it is really good, really well done. J.K. Simmons plays Gott in the movie. And Ryan Quanten plays can't remember his character's name, but he's the main character in the movie. Really well done. Takes place in a roadside bathroom, the entire thing, but it deals with many Lovecraftian themes, which is sort of what rolls into the next couple of movies for me, because number 71 on the list was Reanimator. And now, I hadn't seen Reanimator in years, but I know I like it, and I love Jeffrey Combs, so I was willing to check that out. And, actually, I found out a pretty cool tidbit for Star Trek fans. A lot of people said that Jeffrey Combs was probably the most prolific actor to be in Star Trek because he's played so many different characters. He's played like 30 different characters. But it actually popped up that James Doohan, who played Scott, Mr. Scott in Star Trek in the original series, actually wound up playing over 50 characters in a lot of the animated and other series and such. So, take your pick there. Is it still Jeffrey Combs, or are we going James Doohan now? So it's pretty interesting stuff, to connect that. But because I watched Glorious and has a lot of Lovecraftian themes, Cthulhu is a big part of it. Reanimator is where I went to next. I wanted to go on kind of that Lovecraft, train, take that train all the way. My next movie that I connected to, I was connecting to this. I stuck with the Lovecraftian. I went with From Beyond. I love Barbara Crampton. I love Jeffrey Combs. They're great in the movies. So I thought, you know what, this is going to be kind of cool, be able to check this out. And I had never seen From Beyond at that point. So I wanted to just kind of wrap my head around it and kind of watch it and see what everything was kind of all about. So I really did enjoy it. I really liked where it was, what it was. And, the whole theme in the movie is just bonkers and crazy. I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments, any of these movies as you watch them, see what you think from there. So watching that, I was like, okay, this is a pretty dark movie. I got to take this to sort of an easier place, I think, for the next one, and maybe kind of get out of Lovecraft, because Lovecraft can be dark, dude. He could be, really rough. So I went with the Barbara Crampton connection, and Chopping Mall was my next one at number 69, which I think is a perfect choice for 69 in some ways. And you know what? Before I go on, my partner in crime has just joined me, which again was my fault, not his.
Hi, buddy.
I probably should have said 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I originally was dropping River off a little later, then got back and was like, all right, well, 9 p.m., no problem. And the font that you sent me, I didn't pull the whole thing up. I just look it on my phone, and I just, because it's got the drippy stuff, I assumed 9. So it was my bad for not investigating further.
Not your fault. Not your fault. I even said, like, as I was doing this, I was like, you know what? I probably should have said 9, and I probably should have said 8, and I didn't. And
it's more exciting this way. This is what we do.
So I did go through the first 5 so far.
Okay.
And just to catch you up, 74 was Orphan First Kill.
Awesome.
73 was Don't Look Now from 73.
Nice, strong.
Glorious at 72, new movie.
Wunderbar.
And because that had Lovecraftian themes, I went with Reanimator at 71.
Classic. Man, how could you not love Reanimator? Jeffrey Combs, just fantastic actor. I love that guy and everything he's done.
And then I jumped to From Beyond afterwards.
From Beyond.
That was number 70, another Lovecraft movie. But then I was getting a little too salty because of all the Lovecraft, so I was like, all right, I got to get out of this.
Enough of the Cthulhu stuff, enough of the crazy mind-bending weirdness.
69 had to be something pretty fitting for it, so I went with Chopping Mall with the Barbara Crampton connection.
God, I love Chopping Mall. It's so ridiculous.
It really is. It's so many recognizable faces show up in that movie, and it's so weird and crazy and out there. And I mean, come on, it's what everything Terminator wished it was.
Does it? Did it want to be all those things?
I mean, listen, a guy can dream. That's what he wanted. The T-800 just wanted to go to the mall
and just murder people indiscriminately.
Go to the mall. Oh wait, didn't he go to a mall in it? Oh no, he went to a nightclub.
He went to a nightclub. Yeah. No, he wasn't quite hip on the Robin Sparkles train at that point.
Not at all. I guess they don't have that song in the future.
Nah, it's unfortunate too, because I tell you, Canadian's #1 pop star. It was pretty solid.
Very true. So, kind of motoring through and, Chopping Mall. What do you think of Chopping Mall as we go?
I mean, Chopping Mall is actually one of my favorites to throw on and turn your brain off. It's probably a top 5 of horror movies that you can just enjoy for what it is. You don't need to think too deep on it. You don't have to try to get interested in the sides and what kind of crazy things are happening. It's just enjoy the absurdity that's being thrown at you. Murder after murder after murder.
100%. Mike is right too.
And the security guard dying is amazing. That's one of my favorite death scenes in the whole thing.
That whole movie, it's just nuts. And I'm just like, it's so good and so well representative. So much talking.
You've got it. I believe in you. Don't quit.
No, I was gonna say it's a great representation of what malls were in the 80s.
There it is. Yes, they absolutely. It really was. I mean, your Orange Julius in the background, and maybe there was an A&W in there as well.
Good old A&W.
Man.
I used the Kelly Maroney connection for Chopping Mall.
Okay.
And then I took it to Night of the Comet.
Oh man. Night of the Comet is one of my all-time sleepers.
It's a great movie, man. It really is.
Yeah.
Great sister element, great girl power element to it. A lot of weirdness.
Weirdness. The Robert Beltran connection with, Chakotay from Star Trek Voyager. So big fan of him, considering he was almost useless as the hero, which I kind of like that.
That's pretty funny you mentioned that. I put a Star Trek tidbit up earlier before you got on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so we were talking about Jeffrey Combs, and a lot of people call him the most prolific actor in Star Trek history for all of the different characters he played.
I would absolutely agree with that. I mean, he was Wayun. He was a lot of different ones. I can't even come up with them.
30 characters.
Yeah, he was a Ferengi, where the guy, one of Quark's foils. It was fantastic. I loved him. He was so great with all the different faces he put on, but also the characters he brings to screen all the time. He really embodies who they are, and it is a different character every time. You may notice and recognize facial features, but it's never the same person that he's projecting forward, and I love that about him. I think Jeffrey Combs is fantastic for that.
Oh yeah. Should I tell him, everybody? Should I ruin his day about Jeffrey Combs being the most prolific? Because it has come to my attention that another actor in Star Trek history played more characters throughout Star Trek than Jeffrey Combs.
I'll believe it. Who was it?
James Doohan.
Really? Jimmy Doohan
played over 50 characters in Star Trek history, mostly as voices on the Star Trek animated series and more.
Get out. Scotty did that?
Yeah.
Wow.
He loved him some Star Trek. You got to give
he did. He always talked about it. It was one of his favorite projects. It was one of his favorite things, the way he connected with fans and the way he really was kind of the glue to that cast. And was there for everyone and loved everyone. I mean, how could you not love Scotty?
Gotta love Scotty for sure. Scotty doesn't know this, but we love him.
We do. He doesn't know because he's in space right now at ashes. I mean, unfortunately, he has shaken off this mortal coil and gone to whatever moon planet he now owns.
Yeah, that's legit. You know he owns one.
Oh, yeah.
So we went from Night of the Comet, which I watched. Again, I had to use... All right, people. So I do have to watch some of these new movies, and I put them in here because I do review them. So I have to use sort of a thin connection, but I still got to... it's still a connection, so give me some credit. And I went with... for 67, I watched Night of the Comet on Shudder.
Mm-hmm.
And that was so I could watch the very next day in its opening, Watcher, which is a new movie that just came out.
Okay.
Not bad. I did not do a review of it. It was pretty good. It was well shot. I liked it.
Are we talking kind of thrillery, or what was the tone of Watcher?
It was definitely horror, but it was more of a thriller horror for sure.
Okay.
So I went with Watcher. So, if you're looking for something, go check it out. There's a few others that I would put above it, but still not bad.
Okay, so Watcher is worth watching once.
Basically.
Fair enough.
Now, I forget what the connection between Watcher and the next one was.
We're going to say Kelly Maroney again, because it just felt right.
It's funny
because we could seriously do a show on Night of the Comet. I love that movie so much.
Oh, it's so I'm definitely down for it. We can always break it down. But I'm telling you, like this is 74 through 50, and I'm at number 37. People, I don't remember everything. I wrote them down. I just don't have it up on.
They exist somewhere in the ether.
So I forgot what my connection from Watcher to the next movie was, which was Cat's Eye.
Oh, what, the Stephen King one?
Yep.
Get Out. Okay, I haven't watched that in a while. That'd be worth a rewatch.
I'm wondering if it was an actor and I just forgot the connection, but
fair enough. Or maybe it was a cat. Was there a cat in Watcher? And
I don't remember.
Inspired you to watch Cat's Eyes?
No, see, the troll watches the little girl, just like never mind.
I got it.
So I went on a King kick for a little bit. I watched Cat's Eye, and I love that movie.
It's great.
It's a fun little anthology piece. And so that was 66.
Which one is your favorite of the anthology, real quick?
Of King anthologies?
Mm-hmm. No, just of that one, of Cat's Eyes. Which of the vignette stories did you like the most?
All right. So after having rewatched it, always it was the troll.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, when I was a teenager, I really enjoyed what was the last one? Well, anyway, as I got older,
that the Stalker one?
No, because there was the Smoker.
That's right. Okay.
So it was the Smoker, and then it was. I just watched it too. My brain isn't working. This is like my 5th show today. So
I was gonna say you've been on fire all weekend, bro. You're gonna be crashing very soon.
Oh, I am showering and crashing after.
You are actively in the process, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mick Manhattan crashing. This is how it rolls.
And I'm sick on top of it, so it's just been like,
again. Come on,
again. I'm always sick. Well, no, it's because it went from 80 degrees to like. 30.
Just you got the crud. Okay. All right. The crud is fine. The crud is normal. I'm probably going to have the crud here soon.
Yeah, it just sucks. Oh, that's what it was. So it was the ledge. So I really liked the ledge as I got older because it's such a weird tale. He's got to just walk around the building on the ledge. But I love James Wood and Quitters Inc. That was so good. All of them. So if I have to pick right now, I'm going to say the ledge.
Fair enough. The ledge it is. I was a fan of the ledge, especially because the cat comes out and fucks with him.
No, the birds fuck with him. The cat
the birds are fucking with him. That's right.
He saves the cat. That's
right.
How the cat gets gone.
I absolutely need to rewatch that.
You should, dude, for sure.
I love my King. So what was your connection into, what are we at, 68?
So that was 66. So 65 was Graveyard Shift.
Oh,
so I went from cats to rats. Stuck with King. That was my connection there. Yeah, I like the movie. It's bonkers and weird, but
yeah, Graveyard Shift is. I got to be honest, man. Graveyard Shift is one of those King movies where I'm like, I could do without it.
That's because you live it.
Yeah, true. I live all sorts of weird hours and then slowly, rapidly losing my mind. Figure that one out.
We're gonna have to get you a slingshot. It'll save your life. So I went from cats to rats, and then I stuck with King and went with Silver Bullet.
One of the greatest King movies of all time.
And that, for the next 5 days, led me on a werewolf kick.
Yes. Oh, I'm so happy with Werewolf Crazy. Okay, so real quick on Silver Bullet, though. Rewatching now more recently, is it wild how Gary Busey is less crazy somehow?
I just chalked it up to it being like a really early movie, like
That's
before
fair.
his crash. And I mean, he's always crazy.
Oh yeah,
because even in that movie, it's like, wow, you have problems, dude. You got some mental issues.
He's a little cuckoo and he's a little severe. Like the punishments always messed me up. How angry he would get at weird times. That's kind of what blew my mind. It was like, you seem extremely angry for someone who just shifted something and moved it out of place, versus a kid who takes off and disappears for a while, and you're way more cool with that.
I would say, in my opinion, the most normal Gary Busey we get is probably Point Break.
Oh, I would 100% agree with that. That is his most together role the whole way through.
It still weirds me out that you get like Silver Bullet, where he's just like the drunk uncle.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the haphazard, like frumpy drunk uncle. And then, like, was it 2 or 3 years later, he's like, what's his name, and Mr. Blonde or whatever in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Mr. Joshua.
Mr. Joshua, and he's so like straight laced. It's so creepy.
He plays creepy really well.
So I got out of King and stuck with werewolves.
Okay.
So number 63, I went with Wes Craven's Cursed.
Oh, interesting. They went with that 90s, the teen drama, heartthrobs.
I remember always liking it. It wasn't a great movie, but I liked it, and I wanted to rewatch it. And there's some cool kills. I don't hate it like as a lot of people do, and I wish it was different because it was supposed to be vastly different.
How so?
There's just a lot of changes to story.
Okay.
I think Harvey Weinstein got involved, and it just kind of tore it up.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
So I went with Cursed.
Cursed was great. I did like it. That's Joshua Jackson, correct? And Christina Ricci?
Yeah. And Jesse Eisenberg.
That's right. Oh, man. Young Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah. Doing his best Peter Parker impersonation.
He pulled it off.
I don't know if he pulled it off, but he was definitely doing it. So and then I went to The Company of Wolves, which is a period piece, and I had seen years ago, and I liked it. It's an odd one. Actually, I think you should check that out. I don't want to give too much away, but it's a werewolf movie that I think period piece that I think you'd dig.
Okay, well, I mean, period piece and werewolves, I'm in.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah, how could I not? How long? When did that come out? Curiously,
I think it was 87.
Okay,
maybe.
So just mentally, I know what mindset to prepare myself for going into that.
84. Sorry, 84.
Oh, okay.
It stars a lot of different, like Angela Lansbury's in it, so that should give you like an idea.
Oh, that's fantastic! I'm very excited now. I'm gonna get some bedknobs and broomsticks and werewolves. Oh my!
It's utter chaos. It's great. So to follow it up, so there's 2 more werewolf movies on here, and I wanted to make sure that they reached my list because this is my Halloween horror movie list and things I do want to watch, not just new stuff or stuff I've never seen. What would you say is the next one? What would you say is number 61?
Okay, so if you're sticking with werewolves, I'm gonna say you went An American Werewolf in Paris.
God no. God no.
One of my absolute favorite. The MTV films, that little spurt that they came out with movies and dropped all of them, like Dead Man on Campus, American Werewolf in Paris. All of those movies, I have a place in my heart. They are not great movies, but I love them. So
it's a trip for sure.
Yeah. Don't say American Werewolf in London. Please don't.
No.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of that one either.
Yeah.
No, it was Dog Soldiers.
Oh man.
I love
Great
that
one.
movie.
Yeah, you really do. You've turned me onto it. You're the guy who said you got to watch this, and I did. Maybe we were
Such a
roommates
good
even
werewolf.
when we watched it.
I tell people all the time if they haven't seen it, check it out. It's probably one of the best werewolf movies ever made.
It's pretty strong. Pretty strong.
And so number 60, I went with one of my favorites, The Wolfman.
Oh, wait, which version?
The 41.
Good man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, and I didn't mind Wolfman. Well, was it Benicio del Toro?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people panned on that, but that might need to be a
Did it suck?
Does It Suck one again. Because I haven't seen it in a while, so I wouldn't mind revisiting to see what it was. But yeah, number 60 for me was The Wolfman. Mm-hmm. And I decided to jump
Universal Monsters.
I did, but not as much as you think.
Okay, because you got to understand, everyone who's listening, Mick is a Universal Monsters guy. It is his wheelhouse. If there is ever a bad day in this man's life, I'm pretty sure any one of those movies would bring it up. So,
yeah, but I only went with one, and I went with the most summary one.
The Mummy?
All right, hindsight's 20/20, but no. I went for number 59, and now we're in the last top 10 here, people. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Awesome, still one of your favorites.
I love that one, yeah. But I know I'm going to watch Dracula and Frankenstein and such, and a few others during Halloween.
That's fair, yeah. I mean, we're probably going to have a Dracula run this year because I'm feeling Dracula. I don't know why. I've passed Bram Stoker's Dracula like 7 times, either in book form or movie form. I'm like, fine, I'll watch it. Well, a few weeks away, we'll watch it.
I'm going to watch some kind of version of it, and there's a few others that are around that I want to kind of roll into. But, I figured I would get off of the Universal Monsters real quick and use this time because now I'm in the 50s to go with like the creature features.
Mm-hmm. Which Creature from the Black Lagoon, I just want to be on record as saying, is one of the best creature feature movies. They did almost everything right. The timing, the beats, the monster. It was all fantastic.
100% agree with you, man. So we get down to number 59 with Creature from Black Lagoon. So no, I was like, all right, let me go creature features, and I went for 58. I went with Them.
Oh.
Giant ants in the desert, baby.
I love that one. Isn't that Peter? What's his nuts? Peter Graves? Is that his name?
No, Peter Graves. I don't think Peter Graves is in it. It was
the guy from Mission Impossible, right?
No. I know you're. Jesus, give me the wrong one. 1954. Well, I can't think of his name at the. Oh, James Arness was the email.
Oh, okay.
And James Whitmore played like the guy he partnered up with, who's the cop.
Yep.
And if you don't know who James Whitmore is, he was Brooks in Shawshank Redemption.
Yep. Great seeing him again. Cool. Brooks was here.
He was. He was definitely in this movie.
How did you like it?
I've always loved them.
Yeah.
I loved it. It's such a good movie. But I went with, for number 57, another creature feature.
Okay.
The Blob.
Oh, man.
Stayed in the 50s.
Oh, still in the 50s. Oh, so you committed. Yeah, staying with that old school.
Stayed with the 50s. Wanted to watch the McQueen version. So I was definitely in. But then I decided to take it to space with number 56, which was It, The Terror from Beyond Space.
Oh, interesting. I'm not familiar with that movie.
You should watch it. It's a good movie because if you watch that, there is a serious amount of parallels to Alien. Like I'm not saying Dan O'Brien.
I'm wearing my Alien shirt too.
Dude, then you'll love it. But I'll tell you, like Dan O'Bannon, if he tells, I've never heard him talk on it, but if he says that he didn't at least see this movie and to kind of give him, like an idea for it, some sort of motivation, he's lying because there's so many parallels. And it's not even funny because I even took it from there. Number 56. At number 55, I went with Alien.
Awesome, bro.
Such a great movie.
It's one of the classics that you can never go wrong watching Alien.
Never.
It's
100%.
phenomenal, man. But Ridley Scott it was an absolute masterpiece. Everyone who acted in it crushed their roles. I loved Ian Holm in it. I think he was fantastic. Just everything about it was great. And it gave you a future sci-fi world that you just popped in and had a microcosm piece. And it was perfect. I like when they do movies that are in a very enclosed, encapsulated story, and being on a spaceship, you're not getting more encapsulated. So it was brilliant.
Oh yeah. It's just one of those movies that just, I mean, we're kind of preaching to the choir right now, you know, when anybody's a fan of horror movies now, but like Alien, it's a perfect horror movie.
Yeah, agreed.
But I had to, of course, go with Aliens for 54.
Oh, you followed right up, my friend, with a much larger, broader version, which I'll be honest with you, I didn't like Aliens when I was younger. I preferred Alien because I liked the small, enclosed, encapsulated story. It was much scarier. There was a lot more to it. Aliens never got to me until a little bit later on when I was like all about the sci-fi. Around just after Starship Troopers hit me hard. I was like, all right, let's try Aliens. So
I have to admit, I forgot. There was a connection, but I forgot what the connection was.
Was it Bill Paxton? Well, let's just say it was Bill Paxton.
It was not Bill Paxton. I wish it was, but it was. I went from 54 Aliens to 53 The Wraith.
Oh, you and The Wraith, bro. That is one of your jams.
It's such a good movie. It's so weird, and it's so crazy that the bad guy in that movie directed The Notebook.
Well, yeah. That's one of the reasons I like The Wraith. Because without The Wraith, there may have never been a Notebook. So,
dude, Nick Cassavetes a madman. I love him.
He's a maniac. It's wonderful.
Yeah, so coming up on the final three, but yeah, The Wraith at number 53.
I love it.
I love it. Charlie Sheen movie, Nick Cassavetes. Our buddy Clint Howard, plays Rughead in it. Randy Quaid plays the sheriff.
Randy Quaid, the crazy sheriff.
So I went with to kind of continue off of that because of what do you call it? It was the year. Oh no, that's what it was. I went on an 86 kick. That was the connection. So Aliens, then The Wraith, and then April Fool's Day, number 52.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a pull.
I had to do it. That was one of Lenny's favorites. And it was the same year. I was like, yeah, let me just go with it. It's been so long. I was like, let me just roll with this one.
Favorite kill in that movie?
Mine? None. There's no kills in the movie. Yeah, I've ruined it for you, motherfuckers. All you watching out there. Yeah. So there's some. I love that it has Thomas Wilson in it, Biff from Back to the Future, as like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Because he is just that nice of a human.
He's a sweetheart. Yeah.
But I did go with the Ginny connection, Amy Steele, the man Alex B. Keaton, the woman Alex B. Keaton lost his virginity to on Family Ties. Amy Steele, I went with that connection. Where Friday the 13th, Part 2. Okay.
All right. Starting to hit the slasher train, getting back into it, coming back around. That was a heck of a loop within these 25.
Yeah, I kind of took it all over the place, and that's what I wanted to do with this range. And just to kind of finish it off for number 50, Friday the 13th. And
fair enough.
So I what I wanted to do with the first 20 were kind of me trying to figure out a connection for everything. And now that's become a little bit easier. Again, sometimes I know people, they're thin, but there's still a connection. And I wanted to be able to free that up to see new movies and add them to this and then kind of keep it going. Like I said, I'm on number 37 now. Today was number 37.
Yeah, you're still rolling, buddy. You're hitting it. We're going to be ready for the 50 through 25 coming up soon.
We'll probably do that in the beginning of October at some time. So But and what connected getting all the way down to number 50 and being at Friday the 13th put me in a place where I was like, okay, I've just kind of went all over the place. You know, I got a lot of things out of the way that I wanted to have on the list and talk about. Now let's start examining some things.
Oh.
So the next part of the list is going to be more about me examining things before I get into the Halloween mode.
Oh yeah, buddy. This is going to be fun. Yeah, my Halloween mode is strong kicking. So we're ready to go. I've got 3 more days, I feel like. I'm trying to hold out because every time a horror movie comes around, I'm like, I really want to watch this, but not yet because I'm going to have an entire month of it. So September, I try to be free and clear from as much horror as possible. You know, except the few classics because I don't really count Halloween. I'll watch it whenever. Alien, I don't count. I'll just watch it whenever. Like there are certain movies that are just close to my heart. In fact, Night of the Comet is one of them. It's one of those that I probably fall asleep to more than I've actually seen it all the way through, but I just love it that much.
I'll tell you, doing this list kind of like revitalizes me a little bit to touch down on things that I like. Reanimator, I hadn't seen in years.
Oh gosh, yeah.
There's some old ones that I needed to go and visit, and I'm glad I did. And so for the next list, we're going to do 49 through 32.
Okay. Word.
And that will be in October. And there's some interesting ones on there.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then 31 to 1 is going to be the final show, which will probably be in November. And that's because I want to cover the gamut of what I watched all 31 days of October.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll be doing the same thing. We'll be keeping separate lists, and we're actually going to compare our last 31. So it will be a little longer version of this where we kind of go back and forth. What's up, Chris? Hey buddy.
Thank you for doing this list. I now have a favorite movie because of it. This movie needs to be your long list. So he did comment on the TikTok and say that Get Out is now like one of his favorite movies because he had checked it out.
Fantastic. It's a great one. I'm glad you finally got to see that, Chris. It is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know what? I am glad you guys are watching along and enjoying it. I will tell you, if you want to see the list as it unfolds, I do a video daily. You can go check that out so you can see what we're up to and then come back and do the revisit. I would love to hear what you're watching. Please give us some recommendations. Hit us up in the Discord or wherever because I would love to. You know, I got 36 more movies to watch at least.
Yeah,
and because this is at least one a day. It's Halloween time. There's going to be more than one.
Oh, at Halloween time, it becomes upwards of 3 a day. Like, that's not even a joke.
They want your TikTok list, Casey.
Hey, you know what? Follow me for Halloween time.
Oh, I can't
Mine
wait.
starts very soon.
I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be a blast because I'm doing a different spin the way Mick is trying to link everything. I'm actually going to be bouncing a little more particularly through directors. So
all right,
that'll be my link. That'll be my fun little spin.
You do your measly 31 days of Halloween.
I'm not an Iron Man like you, bro.
This is it.
I don't have the stamina.
This was the birth. This is the widest birth from Halloween I'll ever do. I'm not doing 100. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing Casey. I'm not doing it. Stop trying to talk me into it.
I'm not ever going to talk you into doing more. You do
next year, I'll start at 100.
Well, why don't you just start at 150? Why even stop there? You know what? You should just start the day after Halloween ends. Just immediately go right into it.
Can't do it. I cannot do it.
365 days of horror.
Chris says it too. He's like 365 list.
Exactly. Chris knows.
I can't do because I can't do that much horror. And November 1st, I may turn around and do another genre.
Oh, I've actually thought about this because this has really been inspiring and I love what you're doing. So I have thought about during the springtime hitting my rom-com list.
Ooh, so, I like it. I might do Westerns. Westerns or action in November.
You and Westerns, bro. Well, I mean, let's remember that most of our favorite action movies are also Christmas movies. So it would kind of line up really well.
True. You're not wrong. So we could definitely touch down on that, but we'll get to it. We still got to get through horror. We got to get through October.
Let's finish this first. October's coming up. Are super excited for. I mean, it's going to be awesome. We're a week away, bro. A week away from beginning the ultimate in horror month. So it's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be nuts. But yeah, thank you guys for joining in, watching along with us, having a good old time. This has, of course, been number 74 through 50, part 2 of the Halloween Horror Movies Countdown Revisit. Make sure you go back and check out part 1, which is available now, 95 through 75, where we had a fun time doing that one. And it was a great time, and we loved it.
Of course, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you, brother, and being able to talk movies. I mean, it's what we do. It's what we know. It's who we are. So it's the reason that we started this whole shebang.
Yeah,
so it's very exciting.
So make sure, well, first off, I want to say thank you to our patrons. I know Casey and I are very appreciative. You help keep the lights on, pay the bills, and we appreciate you. If you guys are interested in joining up or supporting, you can do so by going to patreon.com/thescenesnobs. There's 3 tiers available. But I want to thank our patrons, Tim, Paul, Stacy, Matt, Aaron, Chris S., and Chris H.
And thank you to Dan, John B., Ron, Jason, AJ, Radar, and John W. Thank you so much for what you do and all your support. We wouldn't do it without you.
Damn right. And Snobs Nation Discord is open. Go check it out. Join up. We're having great conversations over there and more. The Snobs Nation community is wonderful, accepting, and they care about you. So join in.
Cuddles and hugs for everyone.
Yeah, everybody gets a hug. So make sure to like this video and follow us on this over at the Scene Snobs YouTube channel. We have the Scene Snobs Podcast, which is live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. with Casey and I running the gamut, having some fun. We're going to do a fun episode this week. We also have Real Combat Season 2, which is coming back in October through November-ish. So we're filming that now. We're having a good time with it. Geek Fest Live, which pops up when we talk about movie geek news and more. The Scene Snobs Reviews, which has a ton of reviews on it, so go check it out. Plot Roast, which is where our patrons give us old movies to watch and make fun of, and we have new shows coming.
And then we also have merch. If you would like to drape yourself in some of the finest finery this side of the Mississippi, or whichever side you happen to be upon, please check out the Scene Snobs merch store through our Linktree, where you can find wonderful t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and all kinds of fancy apparel to show off and, make other people jealous.
And make sure to follow us over on social media. We're everywhere. We're even on Pinterest and Tumblr. But we're at the Scene Snobs. You can check us out on TikTok. We are at the Scene Snob, and you can follow us there because it won't let me change it. And soon enough, I keep saying it, but I will get it up there where I have Casey's as well, and you can follow him. But he's pretty much at Plotamus everywhere, so just go there.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty easy. Plotamus or Plotamus 21. It's not really too far off. Also, are you going to put my dating profile up there too? With that,
yes.
Should we just put all of it in there?
Everything goes. This is where we're at. I love it. But I want to say thank you guys so much for joining in. I know Casey appreciates you as well. Thank you for joining us special Geek Fest Live special where we talk about these horror movies. We love doing this. So until next time, Casey, you got anything you want to say, buddy?
Just that we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we hope to keep having some fun and hope you keep joining us. So be kind to yourself and be kind to each other.
All right. Take care, everybody.